Episode 70, 5-1 Sidekicks. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of 5-1. 5-1 is all about the countdown from our panel of experts and a different topic each episode. Today, we are featuring the best sidekicks in our style of counting down from
5-1.
Before we get much further, we should probably introduce our panel of second best experts. I am Chris and I'm joined by my two sidekick sons.
Cade Moore.
That's my 15-year-old.
Jet.
My 12-year-old. And we are
5-1.
We did okay this time. This break wasn't like several months long.
Yeah, we're on a streak of 2.
Yeah, kind of. We used to record every week.
I know.
Back when I didn't work a billion hours a week and you guys weren't as busy either. Well, you've always been busy, Cade. But, so it's mostly not me. Whatever. But that's not too bad. We recorded, what, like 2 weeks ago, maybe?
Yeah. I'd say, yeah.
Maybe 3, 2. I think it was 2 weeks ago.
I'd say 2 weeks.
That's pretty good. We should try to keep this up. And, we'll be more consistent. How was your Halloween?
It was great.
Good.
Tell me about it.
I went to my friend's house for a little party.
Yeah?
And then we went trick-or-treating for 10 minutes-ish.
Yeah?
I hit 3 houses and it was really cold, so we all just went back inside.
Jet, you went out with a friend too?
Yeah, only one because all the others couldn't go, but it was too late, so we just walked for 2 hours to get to his house.
So this was the first year that I took neither of you trick-or-treating. You're all grown up. You are leaving me forever.
If you told me earlier, I would have gone with you.
You guys just want to ship me off to an old folks' home now and wave goodbye and never call me again. I see how
Incorrect.
it is. Well, it was a sad Halloween for me because, I don't know, it's just the first time that, I didn't have you guys around. So I was a little bit bummed.
I mean, I still had a costume at least. I still dressed up.
You did. You were the icy bear.
Which is super lame.
No, that
What
was
do you mean? It
cool.
was awesome.
It was
Once
cool.
I showed people, because no one could get it right off the top of their head, they're like, "Who is this? Like, what are you?" But then I showed them the picture, and they're like, "Whoa, you're the icy bear." You know, the little bear that's riding the icicle on the icy bottles. He would get like Target
The cup. Yeah.
cup, yeah, not the bottles, yeah, the cup. And everyone was like super impressed.
I put it on Facebook, and a lot of people liked it, so I think you did well. All right. Feedback. So we got some feedback from last week's episode, 5-1 Movie Weapons. Listener Kim Norvell said, and I'm quoting here, these are not my words, let me clarify right now. Dude, Jet and Cade have pretty high IQs, don't they? Have you had them tested? I'm sorry this is off topic, but we should do a 5 top movie openings, quoting Jet there, because you said that last time. And he's like, 12? Geez, dude, does Cade draw? His thoughts are all very artistic-driven. Jet's an engineering major already. Okay, I'll shut up. Honestly, I don't know what show she was listening to. You guys are whack.
What?
I'm kidding. But for real, those are very kind words, and thank you for the feedback. She also kind of did like a running diary while she was listening to the show and put comments on Facebook. And she agreed with Jet, for example, about Black Widow being really lame with her kicks or whatever. So really appreciate that. We love participation. We also got some feedback from very, very, very long-time listener, and she also was the graphic designer that helped with our logo update that we did last year, Teresa Charleston. She said, "What happened to Cade's voice? He's like a man." And dude, she's right. I was listening to an episode from like a year ago, and you sounded like a little boy.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't notice a difference. Probably because it happens over time,
Gradual.
and I just get used to it.
Yeah. Well, it's very clear when you go back and listen to older episodes.
It depends on what I'm drinking too.
Yeah, like if you're having a beer, you sound more like a man.
No, I sound higher. It's reverse, actually. If my mouth's really dry, I'll have a very high-pitched voice.
Okay.
But if it's like moist or whatever, then yeah.
I also wanted to thank, we got a new review on iTunes just this week, and it was from Wings Fan Mac. Left us a 5-star review on iTunes. So awesome of you. Wings Fan Mac said, So fun to listen to, and I find myself making my own little list along with them. Also love that it's father and sons. That element is super sweet and heartwarming. Definitely a great, lighthearted addition to my podcast rotation. Awesome review. We love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Sure.
so much.
Yeah, that was really awesome. So we encourage everybody to leave iTunes reviews. We like getting the feedback, and it helps get us exposure. So we really, really appreciate that. All right, let's get on to our list. Did you guys have any rules? Don't say because they had to be a sidekick. I know that already.
I wanted, it wasn't a rule, it was just like I wanted my list to not only be movies.
Okay. So I kind of opened it up to movies, TV shows, comics, video games, real life.
Yeah.
Like any type of sidekick.
Yeah, I wanted it to be very diverse, so.
What about you, Jet?
Basically the same thing.
You weren't really excited about this list.
I mean, it's not really interesting at all.
It
But
doesn't sound interesting at first, but once you're putting together your list, I got really into it.
I got really into it, too. I really had a fun time with this
I've never
list.
heard a more incorrect statement in my life.
I kept
Okay.
thinking of other things like, oh, this is a great addition. Oh, but where would I fit it? It was like I kept thinking of new things I wanted.
I think my idea will be great. Like next episode or two, we're gonna have the most fun time with that one.
Well, this list idea came from another long-time listener, Erica Dosal Reyes, and we really appreciate people giving us ideas for lists also. So thank you for that. Don't listen to Jet. It was a lot of fun. So let's move on to our list, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. We're going to start with Cade. What's your...
Number 5.
My number 5 is Goose from Top Gun.
Okay, that's a classic one.
Yeah.
That's my number 4.
Okay, you guys can both talk about him then.
I thought their chemistry in the whole movie was great because I think when I think of a sidekick, I don't think of them just like following along with the character. What it has to do, I think of them more as like completing the character.
Sure.
Like,
Like complimenting.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just like someone tagging along and helping out. It's more of just like they're part of the other character.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But you can get into them also. Like, it's not just a random.
So you feel like Goose really complimented Maverick.
Definitely, I
Yeah.
feel like they went together very well.
I
Through the
agree.
whole movie, and plus his death was so sad, which
Yeah.
definitely made it more memorable,
Impactful, sure. Yeah. No, Goose is a great, very likable character. I mean, Maverick's the protagonist, obviously, but Goose. Everybody loves Goose.
Yeah.
And his death was super sad. And his wife in the movie, Meg Ryan, was super cute back then.
Yeah,
If Tom Cruise wasn't weird, like with
In real life.
yes, I think that him and the Goose actor would be really good friends
His name's Anthony Edwards.
because of their great chemistry.
He did other stuff as he got older, but he never had the career of Tom Cruise, obviously. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's cool.
Yeah. He's
We
cool.
love you,
That's-
Goose.
That's his best role, though, for sure. We do love you, Goose.
I do not
R.I.P.
think he would be as big as like as appreciated as he would be if he didn't die in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
I think they like strategically place his death to be like so sad.
Well,
like
the thing about
whole
Top
like
Gun,
best friend thing growing up, and then
Yeah.
it's just
Well, the thing about Top Gun, and I love Top Gun, so I'm not hating on it, but if you think about it, that movie really has no story.
Oh,
Like-
yeah.
like
Yeah.
nothing happens in that movie. Really, he just goes to like
Everything's
a
just
training
badass,
school
like, all the time.
Yeah, and nothing really happens. But they captured some sort of lightning in a bottle with the chemistry of the characters, like you said, and the music was great, and it was just a fun kind of 2-hour popcorn flick, but without much of a story.
Yeah.
But it works.
If Goose does not somehow survive in the new Top Gun reboot, so if he doesn't survive somehow and it doesn't have Goose in it, I'm not gonna like it.
He's definitely dead.
Yeah.
So.
No, there's some miracles can happen,
All right. We find out that he was actually just lost at sea and
Yeah.
swam somewhere and showed up 10
Buried a
years,
fake
10
body.
years later with a volleyball named Wilson. Okay. Jet, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is from Indiana Jones, and he
Ooh,
is
wait.
the most underrated sidekick of all time.
Can I guess? Because there
Can
are
I guess?
2 characters that I considered. And
Who?
short round.
Short Round or Sala?
Sala.
I thought you were going to go Sala. Okay.
Oh, I forgot about Short Round. He's
How do you forget about short round?
he's better than Sala for sure, but Sala is underrated.
Sala's great.
He's just constantly helping out Indiana Jones, and no one like acknowledges him.
I really like him. The actor's name is John Rhys Davies.
He's just super likable, and I know like. Never mind. But anyway, he's super likable. He's always just helping him out. He's always there for him,
Do your best Sala impersonation.
I don't even know what he sounds like that much.
Bad dates. That's all I got. You know what part I'm
Yeah,
talking
so
about?
I remember that.
When the little monkey dies.
Monkey
Yeah.
puts like poison
And
in
he
or
saves
whatever.
Indy. He saves Indy. He was
Yeah,
about to
he,
get
he
poisoned.
saves his life. He's always helping him. He provides like a home for him. Or not home, just a place to stay. You know?
Yeah.
He's just a great guy. I love him.
Yeah. I agree. He's a good character.
Yeah.
Short Round would have been great too.
Yeah,
Short Round came to my mind first when I was thinking of Sidekicks.
Yeah.
Everything was just so funny about him.
Yeah.
I loved him.
You could have picked him, the same actor as Data from Goonies as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Super likable in that
Oh,
movie
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
But I like Short Round more than Data. Because Data doesn't do much in Goonies.
I don't know. He's got all these cool inventions.
He has cool gadgets, but like he's hardly in the movie. Compared to Short Round, like
He's very memorable because of the gadgets, though.
I would agree Short Round is a better sidekick character than Data.
he's
for
just
sure.
a better character overall.
All right,
Getaway
all right.
driver. He's
Yeah,
like
true.
12.
When he has the blocks on the
Yeah.
bottom of his feet.
Yeah.
I love that. I always love that.
They did that in Stranger Things.
They did it in
too.
Stranger Things. And I remember when I watched Indiana Jones as a kid. That's Temple of Doom, right? The one he's in. And I saw that scene. I'm like, oh, I could totally do that. I could put blocks on the bottom of my feet and go, Dad, my drive's car right now. My dad's Volvo, I think, is what he drove at the time.
Do you think that would actually work a little bit?
Yeah. Why not?
Can you not adjust old car seats to move up? Like, what do midgets have to do back then if they wanted to drive?
Little people is the correct term.
What did little people do back then when they had to drive?
They have cars that accommodate them for their size. Because, usually in movies, when you see a kid start to drive a car, they sit on phone books or something to make themselves taller to see over the steering wheel. But then there's no way they could reach the pedals.
that's true.
So you got to have the short round blocks on the bottom of your feet to be able to see over the wheel
so
and reach the pedals.
Would you have to have like a phone booth or whatever?
Phone books
Phone books.
and big blocks.
Yeah, that'd be super hard.
Yeah. Make it out of
Were they
Legos or
bricks
something.
on?
They're like wooden blocks, I feel like.
Okay,
And you like kind of.
I feel like bricks would be like not efficient for a getaway driver.
Yeah, because you couldn't pick up your foot to
Yeah.
like change pedals.
He's like 12.
Yeah.
Little people could definitely fit in the car that like 12 clowns go in.
I'm going to edit that out. That's just super offensive.
Is it?
Oh my gosh. All right. All right, moving on. Anything else about Sala?
No.
Okay. My number 5 is from, I wanted to pick something from the Marvel or DC universe, and I picked, any guesses?
Oh, wait. So it's Robin?
No, definitely not Robin.
He's actually cool because there's 5 different Robins.
Okay, I did not pick Robin. Do you have
From
any other
Marvel
guesses?
or DC?
I'll tell you it's Marvel.
War Machine. No, he's lame.
Yeah, War Machine's lame. Okay.
Correct franchise, though.
Ooh, Marvel. Okay.
Oh.
Iron Man.
He's a sidekick.
No, it's from the Iron Man franchise.
Jarvis.
Jarvis is correct.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Good thinking,
okay.
Cade. Tony Stark / Iron Man's sidekick. I wanted to pick something from Marvel or DC. Clearly, I'm biased because Iron Man is my favorite hero from the MCU, but Jarvis is pretty cool regardless. It's an artificial intelligence sidekick inside the Iron Man suit, and he gave Tony support and like some occasional sarcasm. So he was funny and also supported the character. And his intelligence mixed with his like snarky humor was a really good mix for Tony's like similar attributes. So kind of like what you were saying, complemented the character really well.
And Jarvis got replaced by another robot voice in the MCU. I don't know what it was.
I remember that
wasn't,
too.
It wasn't as cool as Jarvis.
Wasn't it a girl's voice the second time?
Was it like No, it's not Happy because that's the guy's name.
Yeah, Happy was a guy. I can't remember the replacement name.
But it wasn't as cool as Jarvis.
And didn't Jarvis become like he left Tony's suit and became part of the dude with the thing on his forehead?
Oh,
Vision?
I did not
Vision.
like that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vision, he was really cool like in the first movie because he was really powerful. But in Infinity War and Endgame, he got whooped by like everyone.
All right, y'all. I just finished my bang. I had
Star Blast.
Star Blast, so I'm gonna have energy for the rest of this recording. All right, moving on. Cade, what's your
Oh, yes.
Number 4.
My number 4 is it's from a TV show, a kids TV show.
okay? SpongeBob? Is it Patrick?
No. Surprisingly not. It's Finn the dog from Adventure Time. I don't think you
Wait,
know
isn't
him.
it Jake the dog and Finn the human?
Finn the dog,
No, it's Finn
Jake
the...
the human.
It's Finn the dog.
Oh,
Jake...
it's
no,
Finn's the human
yeah,
and
Finn
Jake's
the-
the dog.
Which
Okay.
one are you picking, the
Jake-
dog or the human?
Jake.
Okay, the human's the main character. So Jake's the
The dog.
dog. It's been a while since I watched. It hasn't been a while. I just can't believe I mixed those up. I feel really bad about
So you're
myself.
picking Jake the dog from Adventure Time, who is Finn's sidekick.
Yes.
And
Okay.
he...
They're in this like magical world with different realms. And
I've
Finn's
seen
the
Adventure Time.
only human.
Okay.
in all of the lands.
And
right?
Jake is like, he's kind of yellow and his arms can get real
he
long.
can
And
shapeshift.
Yeah,
for
he's super
a reason-
useful.
for a
Like-
reason that was never
does he,
explained to me.
does he have glasses?
No.
But it looks like it.
His dad has glasses. You might have saw that episode.
He's
Okay.
like there's at least 100 episodes where, like, if they need shelter, you transform into a house.
Yeah, he
If
can
they
like,
need- yeah.
like morph his body to
Super
like,
useful.
He turned into a yacht one time when they were traveling to a new.
That show, I've only seen maybe 3 or 4 of them, but it is really funny. It's
I watched it from start to finish over the summer.
Did you?
It was like 9 seasons,
Dang.
and I loved it. It was super fun. I never really got into it when it was popular on Disney Channel or Cartoon Network. I can't remember because I was into another show. But when I did see it, I did like it, and I liked the story. But since you had to like watch from the start when it came on TV, and then like it would keep going from there. They didn't replay like a lot of episodes from before.
Yeah.
So I would always lose where I was in the story, and then I just get.
Is that when you were into Gravity Falls instead? Is that the other show?
I was into regular show.
a regular show. Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
But me and Cade, when we were like younger, actually like in our 2011, 12, I don't know, we watched Gravity Falls and Phineas and Ferb all the time.
Oh, I remember both of those.
Mostly
a lot.
Phineas and Ferb, but we watched Gravity Falls a lot. Gravity Falls is
I like Phineas
it's
and Ferb.
actually
Adventure
critically
Time.
acclaimed, surprisingly.
It's a good show. I watched it with you guys a lot. I liked it too.
I place it below all of the TV shows I just mentioned.
Really?
Adventure Time, regular show.
My
and
favorite show that I watched with you guys though was Avatar: The Last Airbender.
That one was.
Does that
sick.
even? That's like actually amazing.
That
story.
show is really good.
Does it count as
Isn't
an
it
anime?
not really.
I think it does loosely.
Mostly, I think like,
Americanized, at least.
that
Yeah.
not really even a kid show to
Probably
me.
like
just
Western
just
and-
because
and-
that was such a great show, I don't think that's a kid show. To me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Well,
Okay.
okay, back to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what
Jake
I,
the
I
dog.
was saying. Like, Finn is this, like, prepubescent emotional teen, and whenever he's going through, like, girl problems or whatever like that, it never mentions how old Jake is, really.
Yeah,
I can't remember. He's probably in his 30s or something like that.
yeah.
But he's always there for Finn. Like, literally no matter what. And Finn would hurt his feelings a lot of his times. Like,
Yeah.
he'd say something he didn't mean, like, really mean
So
to
he was
Jake.
super loyal.
Yeah, he was super loyal.
Well, he's a dog.
Yeah, he's a dog. It's like man's best friend, and it's literally man's, like...
It's like Zeus, how he follows me everywhere and he drives me crazy, and I push him away all the time, but he's still always on me all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So I guess it's the loyalty.
Now
that
I feel
like
like a
about
bad
it.
dog owner.
The only difference is that Jake can literally do anything.
Zeus is our German Shepherd, by the way, for the listeners.
We
We
just
adopted
got
another dog,
him.
so
Giant
we have
German
3. He's very big, a big German Shepherd, and he
Scary.
is so stuck on me always. I leave, he waits by the front door until I get back. It's constant.
He'll be hyper, but like when Dad comes in, he's like crazy.
Yeah, somebody told me that German Shepherds really attached to the like male leaders of the house.
Species.
Male.
Yeah, a male leader of the house a lot of the time. So
I'm surprised they're not like competition. Like I'm surprised they're
Oh,
not
yeah.
trying to be like
trying to be the leader.
Competitive.
being like the
Well, I
giant
mean,
beast
the-
that they are.
Most
Competitive, yeah.
dogs have been domesticated over many generations, so they've kind of been bred to be domestic, like household pets.
Yeah.
They're not, if it was a wolf or something, then you'd
Yeah.
probably be right. But
Zeus love bites suck when he does them to
he
me.
does-
They're not even love bites.
Sharp
for
They
me.
hurt.
yeah, he pierced your skin on your
Yeah,
arm.
he pierced me on my elbow. I'm showing.
Yeah,
But-
yeah. All right, let's move on. This is taking too long. It's late, y'all. I just drank a Bang, but
Number 3.
No.
number 4.
your number 4
Was
you already
Goose.
did was Goose. So we'll move on to mine unless you have anything else to say.
No.
Okay. My number 4, I'm going to play a song, and you guys can try to guess what movie this is. I just told you it's a movie, but whatever.
Ferris Bueller. Cameron.
Yeah, good job, Jet. I'm surprised you got that so quickly. Boom, boom.
I always, when I think of Cameron, for some reason, I always think when you like kicks the Ferrari out of the.
Yeah,
mansion.
man.
That was awesome.
That is awesome. Cameron,
That was
I-
intense.
have you seen Ferris Bueller? Kid?
Yeah, I
okay.
have.
Cameron Fry is his name. He's Ferris's best friend. Ferris plays the larger-than-life character. Everybody loves him. He's the protagonist. We follow his story and his antics, and he's great. Some people would argue he's kind of a jerk, but I never bought into that. I think I don't know. He's just in charge, right? People listen to him.
He's very charming.
Yeah, he's very charming. Cameron, the best friend, however, battles like real world issues that the rest of us struggle with. He battles depression. He has parents that don't really care about him. He has a hopeless crush on his best friend's girlfriend. Things like that. So he's like relatable to people watching the movie. and he can be whiny sometimes, but he's endlessly loyal to Ferris, and he's kind, and he's funny. And he has his hero moment when he takes the blame for the Ferrari's destruction and he kicks it in it,
And I kind
out
of
the window, yeah.
feel bad for him in the beginning where he doesn't actually want to go because he's actually sick.
Oh, yeah, he's
and
really
then Ferris
sick.
like, no, you got to go, man. Like,
That's why people say Ferris is kind of a jerk. But, I mean, he also is doing it because he knows Cameron needs that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Cameron would just stay in his room and be depressed all the time. He needs a friend like Ferris to kind of shepherd him through that. So I think they're both good friends. But I like Cameron as the sidekick because, like you said, Cade, he compliments Ferris really well and he's relatable to the audience. And I don't know, he's just a fun character.
Yeah, he's cool. I like him.
Unless Ferris didn't know, or wasn't trying to just, do it for the better of Cameron.
No, but he says it in the movie. He alludes to it in the movie.
Does he?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah,
So.
he kind of says it. Like he's doing it for himself, and he's also doing it for Cameron.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mostly for all of them. Well, the girlfriend, I don't know much, but he's doing it for him just to have fun.
Yeah.
And he's doing it for Cameron to help him.
I want to watch Ferris Bueller.
Yeah, I do too.
It's making me want to watch the movie.
I always think of the scene. It's like the most famous. It's not the most famous scene in the movie for sure, but when I think of Ferris Bueller, I always think when he changes his thing is 9 missing days, and he changes it to 2.
Oh yeah, and like she can see, or is it
the principal,
principal
can
can
see
see
it
the color
happen.
going down. Yeah.
Didn't they do it in War Games too?
War Games, same actor, Matthew Broderick, but it wasn't for absences. He changed grades.
Okay.
In that one, but yeah, similar thing. Like he had a computer and he hacked in and changed the grades.
I don't know why y'all love that movie so much. It's
Oh,
not
War
even
Games!
that good.
Awesome.
War Games, if we ever do most underrated movies, I might pick War Games as my number one. That movie is so classically 80s and so good, and like nobody talks about it. It's really good. Anyways,
It had its moment or its chance in
Ready Player One.
the movie, but they
took it out and they
changed
put it in The Shining because
Which
The
is-
Shining is a much more famous
And
movie.
also awesome. Like that was
it's great.
that was amazing.
That part was really great, but like I gotta say, when I read the book and I heard they were turning it into a movie, that was the part I was looking forward to the most. Was in the
War
book
Games segment?
because they had to
He had to recite the
they had to
entire
recite
movie
the entire
line
movie,
by line.
right? Yeah, it was different. So anyway,
You know, I can't. I read Ready Player One too. I can't remember exactly. Didn't they have to beat Pac-Man?
You got to get a perfect score,
There's actually
and there's only
a guy.
couple ways to do it, and you have to make this perfect turn where it looks like impossible. I looked this up because
This is
can
real.
Do it.
It's real.
Everything in that book is a real reference.
You
I
can
know.
beat Pac-Man, and one guy did it, but like it took him 4 hours or something
And then
like
the guy
that.
that got famous for doing it cheated, and it was like a big thing.
I saw someone else do it like
what was his
successfully.
So in the book when he did that, that's how he earned the extra life coin.
Yeah, as soon as he did it on top of the arcade machine,
It showed up, yeah. Now in the movie, he got the extra life coin
From the curator.
From the curator, right? Okay, so we've taken a tangent here. Let's get back on track.
I think I know so much about that book.
Yeah, I need to reread it. If you haven't read Ready Player One, go read it. Especially if you have any interest in 80s pop culture, because it is like an 80s pop culture encyclopedia. It is rife with it, and obviously we're all fans of the 80s stuff, so we love it. All right, let's move on. Cade, what's your
Number 3.
Cal Naughton from Talladega Nights.
Shake and Bake?
Shake and Bake. I can't get over this character. He's so funny. And I was like, I wanted a comedy movie on mine, so I thought, well, obviously, like Lloyd and Harry from Dumb and Dumber would obviously be like the top pick, but I figured one of you guys might have that since they're both so funny.
Yeah.
But Cal, he's the entire events of him losing his wife and then Cal marrying his wife after and then becoming a star was just hilarious.
And then he like
to me.
invites him to the wedding. He's like, I want you to be my best man.
But Cal,
To his ex-wife.
there's two reasons why I don't blame him for that. One, what's the main character's name?
Ricky Bobby.
Okay, Ricky Bobby.
First-
While they were like good friends, but he was also a jerk to him because like he wouldn't let him do any of his races.
Oh yeah.
When he was like sick or whatever. And two, Cal feels bad. Like I remember at the end, like in the last race, Ricky Bobby apologizes to him, like, "I'm sorry this all happened." And then Cal's like,
I don't know how to take this right now.
he's like, "Have you ever had a friend that you married his wife or whatever?" And he says sorry to you, and like,
That movie is so funny. I think we did comedy movies already.
That
and
was my favorite comedy movie.
It's hilarious, and he's a big reason for it.
Yeah.
Him and Will Ferrell do really well
They
together.
do other. They did
John C.
another
Reilly.
movie.
Step Brothers.
Yeah.
Which was another really popular choice for funniest movies from our listener choices. I like Talladega Nights a little bit more than Step Brothers, but they're both.
They also did a recent one. It was Sherlock and Watson. It was a Sherlock Holmes movie.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. Okay.
Well, like, my favorite thing about it was when... Because it was obvious that Ricky was, like, being super mean to him in the movie, and you just started
Or
to
taking
like
him for
Cal.
granted. Yeah,
you started to like Cal because he was just being abused the whole time.
Right.
But then even when he, like, started winning and, like, married his wife and got his money and stuff like that, and he started winning all the races, they still made him look like he's just trying to be this, like, nice guy. Like, oh, you're still my best friend. Like, I still want to do stuff with you.
Right.
Even though he's, like, a loser now and everyone hates him.
Yeah.
So it was, yeah.
He's a good character. I like that choice. All right, good job. All right, Jet, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is also from a comedy movie.
All right. Is it Harry?
No,
Okay. Who is it?
he has blonde hair.
Oh, is it the guy from Zoolander?
No,
Okay.
but that would be a good choice. But no,
I don't know. What is it?
it's Garth from Wayne's
Oh,
World.
okay. Nice.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen this one.
And he's way better than Wayne,
He is better than Wayne.
in my opinion.
I agree. He's better than Wayne.
He does so much random. I remember there's a scene in the movie where like the main bad shooter. No, that's from Shooter
That's
McGavin.
Happy, that's Happy Gilmore.
I don't know the main bad guy's name, but he like threatens Garth when he's like working on this metal hand or something.
Yeah.
And then he just takes the hammer and starts beating it over and over again, and then just stares at like the camera for like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. And
It's awkward.
I was just laughing so hard.
He's funnier than Wayne, I think. And
Yeah.
his little moments where he like talks to the camera, like when they're trying to get when the bad guy's trying to get them to sign the contract, and he's drinking that that big drink that's like blue, and he knocks his pen off the table, and he's like motioning to the camera like, come here, follow me. And they go under the table, and he talks to the camera about how something was weird or whatever. Like, his moments where he does that are funnier than Wayne's,
Yeah,
for sure.
I agree. I think like he's the star of the movie.
Yeah, I agree. All right, good pick.
Wait, one more thing. When they're under the airplane and they just said,
Oh,
he
yeah,
asked
that's the best part in the movie.
asked the question. Oh, what was it? It
He
was
said, when you were little, did you ever see the girl version of Bugs Bunny and get turned on by it? And he's like, no. And Garth goes, yeah, me neither.
and I heard they improvised that whole scene right there.
Probably. And we
It's
have
so
I'm not
funny.
gonna say, you guys have probably heard this story before. I'm not gonna say the name of the person on
Oh,
the show.
yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
But
about.
I have a real life friend that he's a listener of the show too, who has a similar story about asking kind of an awkward question and being like, yeah, me neither. That we still bring up, and that was like 20 something years ago. So
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right, moving on. My number 3, I have another song for. You guys you'll get it right away from the song.
X.
Yeah.
The X Factor.
No.
X-Files.
The X
X-Files.
Games.
Not the X Factor or X
I
Games.
remember when you were watching the show, and I walked in when I was like pretty little at
Yeah.
the time, and like it actually scared me
It's a pretty creepy show.
like crazy.
Yeah.
Because I don't know exactly, but this guy hooked up with a girl.
Yes, this is the only time I walked in too.
And,
Yeah,
like,
she
her-
woke up and her head was like snapped backwards.
It was
on
like
her
crazy.
head.
I was like, oh my god, I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, I was like scarred. I was so
I
scared.
don't even remember that
I
episode.
couldn't sleep that night.
He hooked up with a girl the night before, and then he woke up and like he sees her head, and then her body's facing the other way, and her head's turned backwards on her head. Like
Oh,
someone like,
weird.
snapped her neck. Oh, it was scary.
And it was like out of nowhere too. It's not like a normal jump scare. You wouldn't expect anything, but boom, I was like ah.
So the
crazy.
X-Files was aired on TV in like the 90s, and I never watched it ever. I didn't watch it until, I don't know, what would you say it was, like 3 or 4 years ago, maybe
Yeah.
5 years ago?
So we were in our house.
On our old house, yeah, and I binged it on Netflix, and there's like a ton of seasons and a ton of episodes, but I really, really liked it. I loved it, actually. I watched all of them, and my pick for the sidekick is Dana Scully, who's the girl who plays the sidekick of Fox Mulder. Mulder's kind of the main character. And Mulder, his story drives the show, but Scully is way more valuable of an asset to the team than Mulder is. She's a doctor, and she's like way smarter than he is. She gives them credibility because he's kind of seen as a kook within the FBI. But she stays the sidekick because, like every episode, Mulder has to remind her, "Oh, this is happening because of something paranormal." Where she's trying to explain it like scientifically or medically or whatever, and it's always something kind of like with a medical basis, but she's skeptical of it. But it ends up being something paranormal. So that's why she stays a sidekick, because she doesn't believe like Mulder does, and he's always right. But she also plays a love interest for Mulder, and it gets teased like perfectly. Like, Jim and Pam from The Office.
Yes.
Great love story until they got together, and then the show wasn't as interesting. It was like satisfying or gratifying that they got together, but then the show like kind of lost some of its...
It was
They
like...
just had marriage problems.
They
after that.
kissed...
Yeah, it just wasn't as interesting.
They
Like,
kissed, and then like... This was also really interesting, and they still didn't end up together after that. And then Jim got with Karen, or whatever her name was.
I
Yeah.
mean, she was engaged.
Yeah, and she
So,
said,
what's
"I'm
his face?
sorry."
Roy.
Yeah,
She's
Roy.
like, "I'm sorry, but I still want to go with Roy, or whatever."
Yeah, and all of that part was really interesting, but then when they finally got together, the show wasn't as good.
And
That's
then
what
when
I'm
they
trying to say.
married, it was not even close to how
Right.
interesting it was. In the
So the X-Files kind of teased that love story really well. It added to the allure of the character, that there was always the opportunity or potential that they might end up together. And eventually they did, but kind of happened off screen, right? So then they did a sequel series that it came on maybe 2 years
Was that
ago.
good?
It was okay, but it wasn't as good as the original series. But they had in that part they had gotten together and had a child and then split. So all that happened in between the two series. But anyways, yeah, Dana Scully, my number 3 sidekick of all time.
One thing I want to say, I hate when satisfying relationships in movies shows break up and then they get back together.
Why?
Because I know that happens in real life, but it shows it's so heartbreaking.
Yeah, I know exactly what relationship you're thinking of right now.
I'm not thinking of any.
You've cried about it on this show before. Ragnar and Lagertha from
Oh
Vikings.
God, I cried about that.
On the show you did. You
Oh.
got emotional. Do you remember?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, that one was sad for
Oh
you.
my gosh. I have 6 choices on my list.
Well,
I didn't even realize that. So now I'm having to choose one, but
Alright.
I've made my choice. Play the little...
Number 2.
Okay, I had 2 choices. One of them is going to seem obviously better than the other one, but since the other one is more unique to the list, I'm going to go with the other one.
Okay.
So, my other choice I didn't choose was Sam. Sam Wise.
from
Sam Wise.
Lord of the
That's my
Rings.
number
Yeah,
two.
I had him
Oh,
on there
okay.
because he was such a lovable character, but
Yeah.
I'm taking him off the list for a game that I chose,
Okay.
and it is Captain Price from Call of Duty.
Okay.
I'm not sure you know who that is.
Nope. No clue.
Do you even know, Jet?
I know who Price is, but yeah, Price is awesome. I like Price.
Yeah, he's appeared in several games in the campaigns, and of all the campaigns he's been in, they were the
Wait,
best games.
is Soap a sidekick?
Yeah, but here's
He
why
should be number 1.
he's involved with why Captain Price. Captain Price is just grizzled military war veteran.
Grizzled.
Not grizzled.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's just I don't know. He's just so badass through the entire series. And it's your fault that one of your guys dies on a mission that everyone loved, and out of nowhere, Captain Price turns around and punches you in the face, and you fall down the stairs. And it was so awesome because I was so little, and I was telling all my friends about it because they had all played the same mission
Yeah.
close to the same time.
I was there too when it first happened.
It was
I'm like,
so unexpected because he was just always "Yeah, I got your back, buddy," and he turns and just punches you in the face. It was
So
sick.
cool.
He was so cool, and he never dies. And when you're fighting guys and going through a mission, the NPCs that are on your team, they walk around and they do other stuff, but they're not. It's not just normal players. They have their own animations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Captain Price would always go over and fist fight people with knives and that, and they had guns, and he would just always kill them. And
Cool.
yeah,
But
he was just so awesome. through
another
the whole
option
series.
is Soap. This was huge back then. When Soap died, I remember it blew up on the internet. There was memes.
Yeah.
Everyone say it was so sad in the game. Basically, Soap he appeared in 5 other Call of Duty games before this. Because they do that a lot,
I think I've seen Soap before because when you guys were really into Call of Duty one year for Christmas, I was shopping and I found Call of Duty
Action figures?
they weren't really action figures. They were like Legos, but the knockoff brand.
Oh yes, I
Mega
remember.
Blocks.
Mega Blocks.
You
or
got
whatever
one
they
for
were.
Kate a long time.
They
ago.
had Soap was one of the options there. I'm like, who would name a character Soap? That's so weird.
But he appeared
No, he's
in 6
awesome.
games, and then in Modern Warfare 3. he just dies unexpectedly, and they're like, so.
Well, it's not unexpectedly. It's your fault. Because the one person that's not supposed to know about you, since you're an undercover agent, finds out about you and targets, and because
Maverick?
like they got attacked where they weren't supposed to be attacked, so died because of it. So it was your fault.
Is
and,
that
and
that
what's his
why
name?
Price
Captain
punches
Price
him?
was like smart enough to know it was your fault, and you did this. Now I'm gonna punch you down the stairs. And I was sick.
Cool.
Didn't they like?
And he ends up killing Makarov.
Yeah, you end up playing as Price, but did Price like eventually like make up with Yuri?
Yuri died.
Yeah, I know, but like
Mission. They made up because they had to finish the mission. And
All right, we're getting
okay,
way
wait.
in the weeds
Okay,
here.
okay, I'm just gonna say the final thing. He ends up killing the guy, right? So they're fighting on a rooftop, and there's like a skylight on the top of the building, and he's like punching him and punching him. The guy's almost unconscious, and he ties a rope around his neck. And he grabs his neck and smashes him through the glass, swings off and jumps into a balcony, sits down, and he hung the guy in the middle of it because the rope was tied to something else. So the guy was hung, and he just like rolled off, sat down, and started smoking cigar. It was like the coolest thing I've
you
ever
sound
seen.
like a little kid right now.
Yeah, you're like all excited.
I was
That's cool.
But it was really cool.
All right, so your number 2 is Price.
Captain Price.
Captain Price. Price is
My
right.
number 2 was Samwise.
Wait, hold on. Did they ever say the price is right in Call of Duty? If they didn't, that's a missed opportunity.
The Price.
All right, go ahead, Jet. Your number 2 is Samwise from Lord of the Rings.
Because he's obviously, I think he's the most, maybe Cameron, because you brought up some interesting points about him. He's loyal.
Yeah.
But I think Sam is the most loyal sidekick in any form of media. Only because, like, Frodo left him from this drugged up little guy who's creepy, Gollum.
Gollum, the best character in any movie. Go ahead.
Yeah, but he's short. Like, no one would.
He's ugly and eats fish.
No one would ever make a deal with him, except he's kind of cute and sweet
He
sometimes.
can be sweet sometimes.
Because like I want
Frodo relates to him because
He's-
he's been drawn to the power of the ring
and
in a similar
Gollum was
way.
actually loyal to Frodo, but like he thought they made him think that
Yeah.
Frodo betrayed him, which broke my little heart when I
That part is really sad. When it's in the second one, I think.
Yes.
When he's like he's in the pond and he's eating the fish that's like forbidden or whatever, and so they're gonna kill him, and then Frodo has to like convince him to come so they don't kill him, and then he gets captured and he feels betrayed, and he goes and he like curls up in
So
that
sad.
cave.
His
and they
one
have him.
friend, you
Yeah,
know?
and then Gollum comes back because he had been Smeagol for a while,
And then that's when
and
he
then Gollum
betrayed him.
came back and he had that conversation with himself inside the cave, and yeah, that part was really sad.
But if he did not, oh yeah, I should probably go back to Sam.
Oh yeah, go back to Sam.
Anyway, like when Frodo chooses Gollum over Sam, Sam still goes back for him
Still
and
goes
saved
back.
both of them.
Yeah, he did.
And that's he could have like
From Shelob.
he could have just thrown Gollum
giant
and
spider.
killed Gollum. You know, he's little. He's like Chucky. You
I
could
think you are
just
absolutely
chuck him.
right that Sam is the most loyal sidekick probably ever.
Remember when he couldn't swim and he was still like
Yeah.
trying to swim to his little boat?
Yep, at the end of the first one. Yeah, he's extremely loyal, and he had to carry Frodo up Mount Doom because Frodo couldn't make it anymore. Like Frodo, there's no way he could have done anything without Sam for
Yeah.
sure.
I love you, Sam. You deserve better. Wait, and I love the actor Sean Astin.
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 What else has Sean Astin been in?
Stranger Things. He was Bob,
Yeah,
and he was in Goonies.
that's right.
Mike.
He's Mike. You're right. Good job. He was also in Rudy.
I haven't seen Rudy, the football movie.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I haven't seen it though.
Yeah, he's a good actor. I like him a lot. He's a very likable actor. Okay, anything else about Samwise before we move on? All
He
right.
was a good-looking kid.
Yeah, he was. As Mike, he's a cute kid. All right, my number 2 might surprise you that it's not my number 1.
No.
I'm scared.
What do you, knowing that, what would you guess?
I don't want to guess it because it's probably my number one.
It's from Star Wars.
Chewbacca.
It is not Chewbacca.
R2-D2. It's my number 1. So we can go right into it.
Chewbacca's my number 1.
All right, well, you can talk about Chewbacca when we get to your number 1. My number 2 is R2-D2, who is Luke Skywalker's sidekick from the Star Wars franchise. You might have heard of it before. We talked about it a few times on this show. And I've spent a lot of time on our show talking about how R2 is the real hero of the saga, and I still believe that. He saved the entire crew many times. I won't go into details on that again. But he's my favorite character from all of Star Wars. And my biggest gripe about the new movies is that they don't have him central enough to the storyline. Yes. Drives me crazy.
And the one I would be more sad if R2-D2 died than any other character right
Same.
now in any movie, because he's been in every movie.
Yeah.
He has. I would kill Ray any day before I would kill R2D2.
Honestly-
I wouldn't take it that far, but yeah.
I
like,
definitely would.
Honestly,
I love the little trash.
I would be heartbroken if R2D2 died.
Me
in
too.
the
More
next
so
one.
than Han Solo. More so
Yeah.
than Luke Skywalker.
He's a trash
Exactly.
can. I'm not lying. He's an actual trash can.
He's not
know.
a gonk droid. What are you talking
No,
about?
he's-
Long droids do
Those
look.
are the real
He's
trash
an
cans.
actual trash can. Like a trash can. They used a trash can as R2D2, right?
Yeah, there was a little guy inside there, and they painted it. And
Yeah, exactly.
but
He's
not
a
in the
trash
new ones. But yeah, a long
Anyway,
time ago.
I love
Kenny Baker was the actor.
I like
by the way.
R2D2 a lot. I just
He's like
how many times has he saved everyone's neck? He did it in Phantom Menace.
a bunch of times. I listed them out in one of the recordings we did. There were a bunch of times. He did it in basically every movie. He
But
saved him from the trash compactor.
He got lucky in the first one because they shot
He
off
killed-
they shot off like the two first droids. How did they not just shoot off R2 then and there?
The Force.
R2
I
can't
bet
use
R2
the
is
Force.
He killed 3 super battle droids.
Yeah. He lit
Remember
them
that?
on fire.
He spilled oil
on 'em
everywhere.
and then used his rocket boots.
That was brutal.
Okay, one.
If that
He's
wasn't
badass.
That was awesome, and the transporter copied that. And same with Star Wars: The Republic.
yeah.
They took that power too.
So yeah, he's iconic. The design
way cooler than BB-8.
and aesthetic is amazing. And I'm pretty sure that half of his beeps and boops are cuss words. I'm pretty sure.
No, I thought that was
I thought it was
from,
BB-8.
Yeah, no, not BB-8. From Rebels, what's his name? Chopper.
Oh yeah, him too.
I think that's what one of the developers said because like
that's
a lot
my
of the movies like watch your language, Chopper.
Yeah, true. But R2 started that, and I just want my own R2 to get me through life. Like that's what I
You
want.
should buy like those huge R2 like cosplays or
And he looks way cooler than Chopper or BB-8,
Oh,
in
yeah,
my
for
opinion.
sure.
I think he looks awesome.
like those huge like I see them all the time at Star Wars like a store or whatever convention. Yeah, just get like an R2 like a replica. There's a bunch.
Yeah, they're
When you're
super expensive.
Yeah,
For
when you're
robots.
older, like maybe
I'm already pretty old.
60 or like near the end of your
When
life.
you guys
get
have moved
one.
out and I have more room and money, I
Or
can get
just
an R2
when
unit.
when you think you're coming to the end of your life.
Okay.
Whenever
You're like
you
waiting
feel-
for that day. You've talked about that. You're like, I'm
I'm
not
gonna
even
place.
going to bring
I'm
that up
gonna
here.
place that baseball you signed that you gave to me
Yeah.
on your grave.
I know
I'll
you
place
talked
R2.
about this. Yeah. All right, let's move on. I don't want to talk about that right now. Cade, what is your
We
Number 1.
just talked about it. Mine was R2.
R2? Anything else to add?
I covered everything.
All right, Jet, what's your number 1?
My number 1 is Chewbacca.
Let me hear your Chewbacca impersonation.
Oh.
Not very good, but continue.
Anyway, there's 2 reasons why I put Chewbacca. One, why everyone puts Chewbacca as a number 1. My other one is because I wanted to. Dad thinks I kind of hate Chewbacca.
You do?
In a way, I kind of do. Like I would choose R2, Han, Luke, Leia, Rey, Kylo, basically everyone over Chewbacca. But like he's one of the only ones left, so I thought we would keep him around.
And that's why he's your number 1?
Yes.
I would shoot Chewbacca before I shot R2.
Oh, for sure.
I would too. I'd probably shoot Chewbacca
but
over
I love
C-3PO.
Chewbacca. Unlike Jet, I love Chewbacca. He's one of my favorite characters. He's
He's cool. That's one of the reasons why he's my number 1. But he's like the only one left, so I'll keep him around. Like, I mean, you shouldn't even consider him really, because like he's not even human. He doesn't even compare to Luke, Han, Leia, or even any of the new cast or old cast. Even Anakin.
Okay, I'm tired of you hating on Chewbacca. You're hurting my feelings
But
now.
he's cool. He's not as cool as the other ones.
Yet he's your number 1.
Yeah, only because he's one of the OT actual living things around.
Okay.
He's like a walking carpet.
He is a walking carpet. Laugh it up, Fuzzball. All right, so anything else about Chewbacca? You want to spew any more hate?
I'm not spewing hate. He's
All
my
right.
number 1.
All right, my number 1. Here, I'll play you a little clip.
Hello. My name is Inigo Montoya.
Inigo Montoya.
You killed my father.
That's pretty good.
Prepare to
Except I can't really talk about him much because I haven't finished it.
You fall asleep every time you try to watch The Princess Bride. Kate, have you seen Princess Bride?
Yeah, I love that movie, actually.
Okay, so I picked Inigo Montoya. He's the sidekick of the Dread Pirate Roberts
He should be
/
a voice actor.
Wesley. Inigo Montoya?
And I always
Mandy Patinkin. You guys don't know.
and
who
since Inigo Montoya is obviously my favorite character in that movie, And since he was so cool, I always wanted him to win the sword fight in the beginning against the other guy.
Against the six-fingered man with 6 fingers? Oh, against
killed his
against the
father?
Dread Pirate Roberts.
Yes.
Yeah,
The
or
main
Wesley.
character.
Yeah. Okay, so, I mean, that's a good point. Inigo is one of the sidekicks along with Andre the Giant.
Which I like
Fezzik?
Inigo Montoya a lot more than
Fezzik is funny because of his puns. No more puns, I mean it. Anybody want a peanut? Like, that's one of the funniest parts in the movie. But
Probably a good impression.
Thank you. In my opinion, Inigo is more of a compelling character than Wesley, or the Dread Pirate Roberts, the main character. And Wesley's quest is to save his true love, which is always a reliable motivation
butter.
for any movie. But Inigo's quest to avenge his father's death against the six-fingered man, who I thought you were talking about at first, who is also known as the deadliest sword fighter in the world, is much more compelling to me, and it's much more gratifying when he finally accomplishes it. That whole scene, that you haven't seen the movie, so you don't know what I'm talking about, Jet.
It's
But
awesome though when they're like fighting and like doing acrobats and they're still telling the story.
no, that is the part that Jet's talking about when he
Wesley.
fights Wesley.
Oh, okay.
The other
When he
one.
fights the six-fingered man, he's losing. He gets stabbed a couple times, and it
Yeah,
looks like he's
okay,
going to
yeah, I
die.
remember.
And then he starts repeating the line over and over again. Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. He starts saying it over and over again, and he starts winning the fight. And the guy, the six-fingered man's like, quit saying that! And finally he beats him, and he kills him. And it's just really, like, that storyline was much more compelling to me. He's also, as a sidekick, very loyal to Wesley after he fights him
Loses.
and loses. He comes back and joins his team.
Actually, if he went beast mode, I think against Wesley, and like, what if Wesley killed his father? Then I think he could beat Wesley.
If he had a different motivation
Yes.
besides being paid by the short guy. I can't remember his name.
Do you think so? I
Maybe.
mean,
His
Maybe.
voice was so annoying on the
Yeah.
other hand.
Inconceivable. Yeah, that guy. But he's loyal to Wesley, and in the end, Wesley couldn't have fulfilled his mission without his mission
Inigo Montoya.
without Inigo's help. Inigo is the best. He's the best character in the movie. He's the best sidekick. He's my number one sidekick of all time. All right. Okay, do you have any?
Honorable mention.
I do. I had Dominic Toretto from Fast and Furious. I had Patrick from SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
Tomater.
Okay, from Cars.
Yep. Short Round.
Okay,
Barf.
from Spaceballs.
Mhm. And Jet. He's my sidekick.
Oh, that was sweet. You should have put him on
thank
your list.
you.
Yeah, he's
But-
my sidekick since I'm the main character.
I think
Yeah.
he's my. No, that's not right. Okay. Thank you.
That was sweet. You should kind of. It was like a backhanded compliment. Like you're like, I'm more important to you because I'm the main character, but you're my favorite sidekick. Okay, Jet, did you have any honorable mentions?
No, but I have a worst.
Well, we haven't gotten to worst yet. I had Chewbacca, Luigi, BB-8, Samwise, Garth, Groot from
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay. One thing about Luigi, like I feel so bad for him right now.
Yeah.
He's not in the new Mario Kart for
Really?
the on your phone.
Oh,
yeah.
the one for the iOS.
Yeah,
Or the app.
they have every character, even like the Koopa kids, which like no one cares about.
And like
Koopa's my favorite. I don't
Luigi
The
had
Koopa kids, the
Oh.
little kids. I don't know.
Luigi had what's it called? His one game, Luigi's Mansion, like way back, but like
Luigi's
everyone
like
makes
just forgotten about.
everyone made fun of that because like Luigi's like I've seen a bunch of things like, but I don't have my own game, but it was like Luigi's Mansion, and everyone forgets about that because it was really
Yeah, poor Luigi. I also had Patrick from SpongeBob. I had Sala. I had Goose.
You had Sala?
I did, for as an honorable mention. Hermione and Ron from Harry Potter.
Ryan was annoying to me.
Dwight Schrute from The Office.
I thought about this and then I couldn't say it as his sidekick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think why I don't get why people consider him a sidekick.
Oh, he's a sidekick. I had Ethel Mertz from I Love Lucy. Loki. Red from The Shawshank Redemption, which you guys haven't seen that, I don't think. Abu from Aladdin, the little monkey.
Yeah.
And Hooch from Turner and Hooch.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. I think there's a bunch of dogs sidekicks you can use.
Yeah, but I picked that one. All right, Cade, what's...
The worst.
My worst, I wanted something different that wasn't on any of your guys' list so far from a different genre.
Okay.
It's Young Thug.
I like it. Okay. So
He is-
Wait, hold on. We'll keep talking. I'll get the song queued up so people know who you're talking about.
He is the absolute worst. He's even in the songs. Okay, look, all the songs that are on my playlist that he's in are all his songs. Like they came from his album, or he's the main person in the song, and every time in the song I skip through him because his voice is the absolute most annoying and worst, and he's just...
So this is a Post Malone song, Goodbyes.
Yeah.
Great song.
Amazing.
This verse is
Post
amazing.
Malone is-
Post Malone kills it.
Killed it,
Then you get here, and this is Young Thug.
It's so annoying.
And it's like, dude, you just ruined this great song.
Yeah, and even if it's his song, he's always a sidekick since he's the worst in the song. I got a lot of songs on here, on mine. I have The London, which I like by him, Big Rocks, which has Migos in them, which they killed it in that song. Hot with Gunna.
That's really good.
Gunna's already like a sidekick I don't already like, and his verse is significantly better than Young Thug's.
Gunna's really good and Stuck in a Dream.
Anyways,
Okay.
I agree with your choice as him being a horrible sidekick, and that's a really good pick because I love that Goodbye song
Yeah.
until but the second half, I just
He
change
ruins
it right away.
everything. Like-
It's horrible. All right, good pick. Jet, what's the worst for you?
I had difficulties picking a worse, so I just picked a character that I hate from a show.
Is he a sidekick?
Yes.
Okay.
It's Barney Rubble.
From the Flintstones.
Yes.
Okay.
I just don't like how he looks. He looks like a downgraded version of the main character.
I put so much effort into finding my worst.
That was a really good pick.
Just-
Barney
he's
Rubble.
ugly and stupid.
Have you ever watched the Flintstones?
When it was on when I was a little kid,
Okay.
I didn't like their car because how does that even work?
Maybe has to pedal with his feet.
It's stupid.
That's hilarious. I mean,
Yeah,
I
but Barney
barely
Rubble-
watched it. I'd rather watch the Jetsons, which was on at the same time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but Barney Rubble, I mean,
My-
he's kind of lame.
My worst is obvious. You guys both know what it is.
I don't know what it. Robin.
Robin, definitely Robin. Robin, we all know I'm not a big fan of the
like his
Batman
spandex?
series anyways. And on top of that, Robin is just really lame on his own.
Until Joker
The name,
practically beat him to
the
death and
costume,
became a
but nobody knows who
badass
that is.
anti-
Nobody knows who you're talking about. Like literally, I bet none of
lot
our
of people
listeners
know.
know that Robin has other characters that he becomes after he almost dies. Like,
Oh, okay.
and then he's not Robin anymore. So
He
it doesn't even
basically
apply.
becomes the Punisher after he gets.
Most people don't even know who the Punisher is until the Netflix series came out.
That's
So
not even. Well, actually, that is. But anyway,
except
okay.
rednecks that have it on the back of their truck.
Okay, people know the term anti-hero. He became an anti-hero. Well,
Well,
the
before he
second Robin
became-
out of 5.
whatever iteration he became after he was Robin, which I couldn't even name them. When he was Robin, he's just lame. The name is lame. The costume is lame. He is lame. All of it's lame. Easily the
You
worst.
even
for me.
think
Yeah,
his
but,
hero
like,
is lame,
you
so he can't be
realize
possibly.
1960s is like a long time ago.
Yeah, I know. All right, let's move on to
Listener choices.
we asked social media who is the best sidekick of all time, and we got lots of responses. I'm only going to name 3 because the responses were so varied that it wasn't like there were a group of them that got a lot of votes. Like sometimes we have a number one that's number one by far. It wasn't like that. So I'm just going to name the top 3 vote getters. 2 of them we've already talked about. Chewbacca and Goose were both top vote getters, and the third one that none of us mentioned was Silent Bob from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Have you guys?
I've not seen that one, but it was on a lot of lists that I saw.
Yeah, the Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back is part of Kevin. You guys know Kevin Smith? I don't think you've seen any Mallrats or Clerks or any of those.
Nope.
Okay, well, he was a character in a lot of those movies, and he's also the director of them. So he's a character that didn't talk, and he's just funny. But I did want to bring up a couple that I thought were really clever that people thought of that only got 1 vote because they were clever. Loyal listener, our oldest group of the group of people that have always been listening, Casey King came up with Scottie Pippen, who I thought was cool because that's like a real life sidekick for Michael Jordan.
Oh yeah.
Another longtime listener in that same group, Nick Green, came up with Marv from Home Alone, which I thought was pretty cool.
yeah.
What?
Because he's a sidekick of the other.
I thought I never
Robert?
thought of him as a sidekick. I always thought of
No, I think he's definitely a sidekick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, he is, but I always liked Marv so much better than Harry. That kind of breaks my heart.
Yeah. Well, he's a sidekick though. And Min Win, who he gives us more like he's my friend from college. I've known him for a long time. He gives us so many choices when we have our polls up there for listener choices, and he came up with a ton for this list. And he actually had some really nice comments. He thanked us for letting him participate in them. Like, he's just a super nice guy. But 3 of his really stood out to me. Short Round we've already talked about. He had Sanka from Cool Runnings.
Oh yes,
Great pick, right?
What?
Super
What
clever.
did he always say?
You dead, man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he would always say, nah.
Yeah, and he had his lucky egg. So
That's
I thought that was
choice.
great.
I never thought of that.
And this one was probably my favorite, and I really wish I thought about it. It's Sean McGuire, who is Robin Williams' character in Good Will Hunting. Have you guys seen Good Will Hunting?
No.
Oh,
Matt
man.
Damon.
Matt Damon is the protagonist. If you want to call him his sidekick, Robin Williams' character. That movie is great. Great movie. We're going to watch that this weekend.
Okay.
One of the all-time great movies, and Robin Williams' character in it is amazing, and I really wish I thought of that. So, Min Win, thank you for the awesome picks. And he does it every week, and we need to give him more love on our show because so cool that he takes the time to do that and participate. So thank you for that. Also, you guys have heard of Min Win before because I've told you about him. He is the only guy I've ever met in my life that can chug a beer faster than I can.
Oh, you said he can. He doesn't have to.
He doesn't even swallow.
Open his throat.
Yeah, it just pours it down. It's amazing. So
That's
yeah,
cool.
He's
Good.
awesome.
But I can beat him.
Wait, I have
I killed you.
Never mind.
Never mind.
Pew pew pew
Good.
pew
Glenn Solomon, fun fact of the week.
pew pew pew
Good.
pew.
So the fun fact this week is I looked up where the term sidekick originated from because it's kind of a weird word. Like, how does it have anything to do with...
It's kind of like side character, but
So
sounds
why
more
sidekick?
important.
And I looked it up. It's kind of interesting. It originated in the late 19th, early 20th century in pickpocket slang because there used to, pickpockets were a big thing.
Wow.
The kick was the front side pocket on your pants, and it was known as the pocket safest from theft. So you kind of put your wallet there or whatever. And by analogy, a sidekick was a person's closest companion.
Oh.
So that's where it came
Wait, you
from.
said it was the right pocket?
It didn't necessarily say right, just the front side pocket.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Where you would keep your phone nowadays. I guess.
Right.
Good thing I had my headphones on.
All right, Jet.
I asked him just a second ago if he had a pun. He goes, kind of. And he shakes his hand.
It's time for Jet's Pun of the Week.
When I was trying to get you guys ready for the show, I said, Jet, you have your list done? He's like, yeah. I'm like, did you think of the worst? He said, yeah, which was a lie because then he thought of it later. And then I said, do you have your pun ready? And he looked at me like, oh, shit. Oh, I need to edit that out. Oh, crap. So, Jet, what's your pun? What do you got?
Well, okay. How does Batman rob banks? He is robbing and out of there. You laughed. It's good. You know it's good.
Oh, my gosh. I did write a backup down. I didn't make it up, so it has nothing to. It's not topical.
But mine's
either.
good. I made that up all my own.
You used to be so good at this. Your Snoop Dogg one when we did best cereal was.
That's my only good one, I think. I don't.
What was it?
He said, "What is Snoop Dogg's favorite cereal?" And it was Wheaties.
Oh, so that's hilarious.
That's
yeah.
great.
But we're the one with like the violin, and it went
Oh,
for
yeah.
like 20 seconds.
So hard to-
Wait, what
like
was
the
that?
biggest
I couldn't even
stretch.
repeat it. Like it was so weird.
It was like the worst.
That was my only good one. I think is
You've had some good. You had some good ones early on, and
I probably
I feel like
searched those up. I mean,
you forgot how to like make puns. I feel like I don't know.
this one's not bad.
Need some inspiration.
I'm robbing in out of there. That's good. Like I'm rob in. Like you're going in the building. and
When you
out.
tell a pun, I knew you were going to say. Here's the problem: you said the word rob when you were setting up the pun. So I'm like, oh, he's going to say Robin. Like you need to phrase the question in a way to where when you say Robin, it's kind of, oh, now I get it.
And your execution was terrible.
Well, that's part of the execution. So just some advice going forward. I did write down a backup. It's not topical at all, but I'll go ahead and say it because I wrote it down. I recently took a poll and found out 100% of occupants were angry with me when their tent collapsed.
Oh, I get it.
I don't get it.
Take the pull out of the
take the
tent, and
pole.
the tent fell.
Yeah. Just like not approving. All right. Well, thank you to everybody for taking the time to listen. Please check out our Facebook page, 5 to 1 Podcast. Tweet us, 5 to 1 Podcast. I haven't checked Twitter in like a year. I should probably do that. And we have an Instagram account, which I almost never update. Also, 5 to 1 Podcast. Give us feedback there. iTunes is a really great place. You can call us 469-607-5 to 1. That's 469-607-5861. Please join us next time on 5 to 1 for our discussion on Post Malone songs.
What? No way.
Why
Dude,
not?
that's sick. Okay, this is going to be a great list.
Okay, Post Malone songs.
Since we came up today, what do you think?
Yeah, sounds
That's great.
All right. Well, I guess that's it.
5 to 1, so it's guaranteed you can do. Love you.